All right, we are back, and I need to turn down the volume of the background music. Hold on. All right, we're back with our favorite live stream where everyone hangs out with their drinks, and I'm here joined by Patricia and Tony. So guys, just say hi and tell us the drinks that you're showing up with tonight.
Hi, y'all. Patricia here from the South with some tea, iced tea.
All right, Tony, what are you drinking?
I see. Yeah, it's a different time of the world down here, so I'm drinking this. You can work it out. It's red.
Or red wine, or red something. All right, so Patricia is joining us from Kentucky, and Tony is joining us from Australia. Now, I, as per usual, am joining you with my herbal tea. And it is amazing that we have a bunch of stories. So we're going to be talking about several things on this live stream. Eric Swalwell resigns. We're going to be talking about that. And we're going to be, what do you think about his resignation? Patricia has some interesting thoughts. Those of you who follow us know that we're not exactly fans of Eric Swalwell, but you'll be shocked at Patricia's take on the entire debacle. Gonzales, the representative from Texas, also resigned along the same lines. Okay, he was being naughty with someone else's wife, and he's Republican. So, guys, it's equal opportunity day today. We have badly behaved Republicans resigning as well, and then we have Trump versus the Pope. Okay, I'm sure some of you would enjoy watching that conversation because that was quite the interesting conversation or exchange between Trump and the Pope over the weekend. And then the naval blockade. And we're going to be talking about this CDC vaccine study that was essentially killed, and then 113 immigration judges fired. All right, so stay with us during this live stream, and if you see what we have on the screen, we have a giveaway running. We're launching our giveaway. So what's it all about? If you engage in the live chat, if you add to the conversation, and there's a YouTube ranking system that shows us the top performing live chat. Okay, the live chat that essentially YouTube thinks this is the best live chat so far of the session. You get to win a $10 coffee. All right, we're going to be awarding you a $10 coffee. Okay, we're going to send you a gift card. Now, how do you win? Engage in the conversation, post your thoughts, be in the comments, and please no spam. All right, no spam, and we just want you to just have a nice time. So grab a drink, okay, grab your favorite drink, and let's jump into the news. Right, so Eric Swalwell, I'm going to just do a readout about this story because it's interesting. Eric Swalwell has announced today that, or yesterday my time, but for some of you it's still today, that he plans to resign from Congress following sexual assault and misconduct allegations, saying he's aware of efforts to bring an immediate expulsion vote against him. He posted on X, expelling anyone in Congress without due process within days of an allegation being made is wrong. Wah. But it's also wrong for my constituents to have me distracted from my duties. Wah, wah. Therefore, I plan to resign from my seat in Congress. The announcement came a day after he dropped out of the California governor's race. Multiple women have come forward.
Shut up.
One alleging sexual assault while intoxicated. 2 alleging he sent unsolicited explicit photos, and 1 alleging he kissed her without consent in public. Was it that video that's been circulating on X? Let's know in the chat. The Manhattan DA's office confirmed it opened an investigation into one of the assault allegations over the weekend. In the 24 hours after the allegations broke, Swalwell lost all 21 endorsements from Democratic colleagues in Congress. A stunning reversal. All right, Representative Anna Paulina Luna has moved to expel him. Even his close friend, Senator Ruben Gallego, who chaired his 2020 presidential campaign, said Swalwell was no longer fit to serve. I'm reading that in slow motion. All right, so Eric Swalwell, the guy who impeached Trump twice and ran for president, is out of Congress today. Sexual assault allegations, a Manhattan DA investigation, and his own party turned its back on him. Let's watch CNN because, I mean, they are the bastion of journalism.
We have breaking news. Congressman Eric Swalwell has just announced that he is resigning from Congress. Let's go right to CNN's Mano Rajo in Capitol Hill. Mano, what are you learning?
Yeah, this is happening very rapidly. Just moments ago, Eric Swalwell posting on X that he plans to resign his seat that he is occupied representing the Northern California district, and saying so in the aftermath of these very serious allegations of sexual misconduct, including an allegation of rape. He has denied these allegations, but indicating in this statement that all of this was too much of a distraction, he said, to his constituents, which is why he plans to give up his seat in Congress. Now, this statement I'll read to you, Anderson, says, "I am deeply sorry to my family, staff, and constituents for mistakes and judgment I've made in my past. I will fight this serious false allegation made against me. However, I must take responsibility and ownership for the mistakes I did make. I am aware of efforts to bring an immediate expulsion vote against me and other members. Expelling anyone in Congress without due process within days of an allegation being made is wrong," he said, "but it's also wrong for my constituents to have me distracted from my duties. Therefore, I plan to resign my seat in Congress." He goes on to say he'll work to ensure a smooth transition. But this is a dramatic downfall, Anderson. Swalwell was a frontrunner, a Democratic frontrunner for his party's nomination to be the next governor of California, battling out with several other Democrats in that race. But in the aftermath of all these allegations, he saw his support completely collapse. One backer after another withdrawing their support, calling on him to withdraw from his race for California governor.
Okay. Do you know, guys, that I want to say I'm embarrassed right now because this isn't playing. I'm sorry. So the feed didn't show up on the screen like it should. It's crazy. I'm wondering what's going on here because the feed didn't show up on the screen, guys. I'm sorry. Oh boy. Okay, this is one of those debacle nights. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to fix this real quick. Hold on. Yeah,
I understood it.
Yeah, so the audio came through, but essentially CNN has given the report that essentially Swalwell has resigned and he has stepped down from his campaign from his gubernatorial campaign. So what do you guys think about this story? Do I need to play the video again? I don't know if you guys think I should play the video again.
No.
No. Swalwell.
No.
Yeah, I am not his fan. He had his little Chinese girlfriend that had to split out of America real quick before she got arrested for being a spy, that he still communicates with. And then they show this interview of this woman who they don't show her face. She's in shadow, talking about getting drunk and waking up the next morning with Eric Swalwell.
Yep.
And that he did these things with her without her permission.
Yep.
She's lying. I'm sorry.
Oh, she's
But
lying?
She is lying.
Wow.
She is just, I mean, I listened to her interview and
Wait a minute. You said,
there was too many holes in it.
Okay.
yeah,
That
Yeah.
she got drunk
yeah.
and woke up in a bed with him, and then
Yeah.
now the one they're showing him with there is not the one I think that did the shadow
Yeah.
interview.
I believe that.
No, it's crazy. It's
But
crazy.
He went on to say that later, after they I mean, there was a whole bunch to it, that there was a thing in the car, and then they ended up in a motel room, and then later on she goes and has a drink with him after she's no longer working in his office, and they end up back in a motel again. And I'm going, nah, she's nah, that wasn't
Yeah.
sexual assault. Nope.
Yeah, that was consensual, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah,
And-
so
and she's just trying to make it look like, oh, he's a horrible person for having sex with me. No, you're a horrible person for trying to make people to believe that.
yeah. So Tony, what do you think?
That's like
Correct,
the
correct,
female
yeah,
who said about that with Mike Tyson in a motel room. If you go to a man's motel room,
Yeah.
Yeah, well, a lot of people are happy that Swalwell.
I'm glad you said
has it.
that, actually.
Yeah. All right. So, what's your
don't go
take?
to men's motel rooms.
No, but
Just don't.
but that's a fact. Okay, but that's a fact. It's like what we covered last week about the lady from the military who was caught selling classified information. Okay, for a book, and was claiming that that she was sexually. That she had sexually harassed. And I said, look, if you're in the military, and you put yourself in a position where, like, it's meant to be mostly a space for where men are being men, and you insert yourself in that space, you are going to get it. And men love a
Being
woman.
in that position in the military as a female,
Yeah,
you have to deal with it.
yeah,
And if you're going to sit there and give it a small pass and let them treat you that way, that's on you,
yeah,
because you can cut them off at the knees real quick with it and let them know, no, we're not acting like that,
yeah.
without going through this whole thing of sexual harassment.
Yeah.
Get your DEI butt out of there and go somewhere else.
Yes, ma'am. All right, so let's jump to the next story. Okay, tonight is Equal Opportunity Night. All right. Trump, let's see. Oh, sorry. I wanted to jump straight into the Trump story, but no, there's a second story. Tonight, both parties lost a member of Congress to sexual misconduct scandals. The same day, same hour, one Democrat and one Republican. Okay, we have Tony Gonzales as well, resigning because he was getting naughty with a member of his staff, and here's CNN's report is so short on this, but let's listen to this.
I don't hear the sound on that one.
Oh, you don't? Okay, hold
No.
on. Hold on. I'm gonna check the feed. Yeah, just a second.
Yeah, this has been a scandal.
Is that better?
Engulfed this congressman for several weeks in the aftermath of revelations that he had an extramarital affair with his aide. That aide later died by suicide. Initially, Tony Gonzales had denied having any sort of extramarital affair, but as the allegations were mounting, he admitted to that. Then he decided not to run for re-election, and he indicated repeatedly that he would not resign his seat from the House. But moments after the decision by Eric Swalwell, caught up in a separate sexual misconduct scandal, Gonzales himself making the decision to resign following Eric Swalwell's decision to resign. Gonzales himself saying he will step down from Congress, saying on X, saying there's a season for everything and God has a plan for us.
Oh, please.
Congress returns tomorrow. I will file my retirement from office. It has been my privilege to serve the great people of Texas. Now, the decision by both Gonzales and Swalwell has a couple of key ramifications, one of which is that they both can avoid a House ethics probe. Both men were facing an investigation, but now that members are no longer serving in the House, that committee, the ethics committee, no longer has jurisdiction over those members, and expect that those investigations essentially to go away. Also, both men were facing expulsion votes in the United States House. That potentially could have succeeded. It would have required 2/3 majority in the United States House to go ahead, and both of those members clearly looking to avoid that possibility here. But Gonzales had decided to stay on as a result of perhaps the Republican leadership not calling on him to step aside, because Anderson, as you know, this is the narrowest of majorities in the United States House. Had Eric Swalwell still been a member of Congress and Gonzales had resigned, Johnson would have zero margin for error. He could not afford a single defection in the United States House. But now that Eric Swalwell has resigned and Gonzales plans to do the same, that means that Johnson can still afford to lose one.
Yeah, it's offline. Okay, so guys, what do you think of this story? So the story with Tony Gonzales has been running for a couple of months now. He had an extramarital affair with a married staffer, and yeah. And then the staffer.
I'm telling you, it's just like when it came out about Clinton.
Yeah.
And they really do need to come out in front of the reporters and just look them clear in the eye and says, "This is none of your business."
Yeah.
It's between me, my wife, and her, not you all. And just turn around and walk away from it, and nobody would say anything else about it.
Yeah, but there's the issue of ethics. Like, are you supposed to be sleeping with an employee, and then the employee begins to claim that you were exerting your power or your position of authority over them? Like, you have these stories coming out, and the problem with that is, where do you draw the line between consent and someone who essentially is being forced into a sexual encounter with someone who is, let's say, in authority over them at the workplace and so on? Now, women, I'm sorry, but women seem to have this as an out. It's like this situation
Are the
where
women pressing charges?
No.
Not filing a sexual harassment lawsuit like Paula Jones did with Bill Clinton, then what's the point?
Well, the point of the Tony Gonzales issue is that her husband essentially wanted to get down to the bottom of the situation, about why his wife did what she did. And the text messages came out, and then it was revealed that they were having an affair, and then there was a text history of him essentially pressuring her for a sexual encounter or something of that nature. And so this is where the mess comes out, because you have someone who is a Republican. Of course, the Republicans pander mostly to conservatives who don't believe that someone in office should engage in illicit sexual behavior, especially when they're married and with another married person. So that's a big deal for conservatives. And
the military holds it to a dishonorable discharge.
Exactly.
You're caught doing that.
Yeah.
So maybe they ought to make that rule in Congress.
Well, I look, it will shock you. Why do they have an ethics committee? Because that rule exists in Congress, but they only enforce it selectively.
Yeah.
It's selective outrage.
As far as the Gonzales case goes, and that woman's husband, it's all I got to say to him is, Mister, you married a woman who cheats. That's bottom line.
Yeah. Wife, mother, and she cheated. Why?
Yep.
Why? And guys, many times people make excuses for all of these situations, and the whole Me Too movement about a woman who essentially cries sexual harassment years after this thing has gone on, and now maybe they feel guilty and they're trying to blame the man who they were having the affair with for the situation. Please, both parties should carry blame. The man who can't keep it in his pants, take the blame.
Well, any woman who's working in any field, that comes up against a boss doing this sexual harassment thing, she's got two choices. She can stay in her job and file a lawsuit, or she can quit.
Yeah.
There you go. If you do neither one of those, and then 10, 15 years down the road, you come out with these accusations, you sound like a liar.
Yeah. Totally agree. All right. So guys, there's a $10 coffee giveaway. Okay. So let's know your thoughts in the chat. The person who wins with the best, comments in the chat, the most chats wins. So you have to let us know your thoughts about these stories. I'm gonna need a second to reset the feed on the video, so just give me a second. It keeps freezing. I keep talking about the tech, and it's like, okay, well, we're gonna fix this eventually, but just give me a second. I'm gonna reset the feed. The video is frozen on the live stream, so I just need to make a quick adjustment. 1 second.
This sex problem.
Oh well, it is a sex problem. It is a sex problem. Okay, so we're back. Okay, so let's jump to the next story. I'm sure most of you have been waiting for this story. It is Trump versus the Pope.
The Pope.
Trump versus the Pope. Okay, Trump called the Pope weak, terrible, and a radical leftist. Then he posted an AI picture of himself as Jesus. The Pope, currently on a flight to Africa, responded, "I have no fear of the Trump administration." All right, so let's take a look at this story, and let's know your thoughts in the chat. Now, I look. Trump will troll. Trump is the chief troll. He is the troll in chief. He will troll anyone who gets in his way. He will. He's crazy like that. Okay, so why is this? Okay, yeah, the feed is up. So we're gonna look at this, and then you guys let me know your thoughts in the chat. So here's Trump. He goes hard on Pope Leo. "I'm not a big fan of Pope Leo, a very liberal person and a man that doesn't believe in stopping crime." So let's listen to this together. Hold up. Sorry about that, guys. I'm trying to. Oh, man.
I hear no sound.
Okay, hold on. Okay, I think this should fix it.
Fear. What about
Is that good?
fear when
Yeah.
the
Let's start again.
I don't think he's doing a very good job. He likes crime, I guess. He hit us. Think of it. He's worried about fear. What about the fear when the ministers and the priests and the
We lost the audio.
Yeah, okay. 1 second. All right, guys. Hold on. Okay, should work now.
I don't think he's doing a very good job. He likes crime, I guess. He hit us. Think of it. He's worried about fear. What about the fear when the ministers and the priests and all of those great people that were arrested during COVID, and in many cases they're outside 10 feet apart, and they were arrested. So we don't like it. We don't like a pope that's going to say that it's okay to have a nuclear weapon. We don't want a pope that says crime is okay in our cities. I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of Pope Leo. He's a very liberal person, and he's a man that doesn't believe in stopping crime. He's a man that doesn't think that we should be toying with a country that wants a nuclear weapon so they can blow up the world. I'm not a fan of Pope Leo.
All right, so Patricia.
I don't think he's doing a very good job. He likes.
Sorry. Go on, Patricia. What do you have to say?
The Pope is in the Vatican. He doesn't have any citizens that he is the leader of. He is the leader of a religious church. That's number one. Number two, I find him to be a hypocrite when he talks about Iran, because he never came out and said the first words about 45,000 Iranians being gunned down in the street when they weren't armed.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you're going to be a religious leader, keep it in the religious lane and stay out of the political things. If you're not going to condemn the murder of 45,000 people, and you're going to say, oh, we need peace there. Well, how do you get peace with somebody who wants to kill everybody else?
Yep.
You can't get peace with a group of people who just want to kill other people and not stop.
Yeah.
that's not something that you can make a peace deal with. You know, what's the alternative to it?
Yeah.
Sending them victims? Yeah, we'll fly over a bunch of Americans every month and you can murder them.
Yeah. Tony, what do you think?
Yeah, there's a lot of things I'm thinking about. Going to the first story, I just think I'm of two minds. My first one is, do we trust all women? No. When it comes to the sexual assault stuff, especially now in this environment,
oh, just think about it.
Johnny Depp and Amber. Yeah, it was bad. They taught a lot of women how to behave and get away with it, right? So there's that. But there's this other part that I like about Anna Paloma, the senator. I think she's amazing. She does a real good work, and she's like a ball, man. She gets it done. She holds people accountable, and she has the receipt. So I like that. So I trust that, right? There's good women like her, and then there's others that are not. I'm going to skip over the second story, but this one here with the Pope. Now, they have their own world, man. Their own money. Their rules don't apply. And what it really points to for me is like how that money trickled down into the Pope to get to us now for him to say those things, right? If he is so liberal, then that money has no reach. It went through to the colleges, it went all that to him. Like it blows my mind, man. Right? Like I don't think I've ever heard that before from any of the other popes. Maybe I need to look back into that, but that's what's standing out for me anyway.
I really have a problem with the Pope coming out with words about peace when you're dealing with terrorists.
Yeah.
What, you're going to make peace with terrorists? What kind of sense? I mean, there are soldiers in the Vatican to protect the Vatican from being attacked.
To protect him.
Yeah. But yet he's going to talk that the Iranian people don't deserve protection and that you should just nonchalantly put a bunch of Christians under Muslim rule. You know, what did you think was going to happen?
Well, he's also had some hot takes about Trump's immigration policies, or let's not call it Trump's immigration policies. Let's call it America's immigration laws.
Yes.
Where he talks about, not keeping people out and so on. The Vatican has a gigantic wall surrounding it with security cameras.
Immigrate there because they don't have residents for people to immigrate to the Vatican.
Yeah. So how about the Vatican tears down that gigantic wall and lets people who want to live in the Vatican stroll right in and live in the Vatican. Hey, all of the immigrants overrunning Italy have to move to the Vatican. Let them move in, since he's so big on open borders.
They've got that huge plaza out in front of the church building.
Yeah.
So they have plenty of places for people to set up their tents.
Yeah, that's like it's like there's plenty of space, and all the treasure they have buried underneath the vaults in the Vatican. Why don't they break out all of the gold that they've been storing for centuries, sell them, and feed all of the immigrants that they're housing on the grounds, of the Vatican when this happens? Look, like you said, it's hypocrisy. It's all grandstanding and wanting to pander to the woke mob. I'm sorry, but when someone who claims to speak for God begins to act and talk like this, it's clear that they've left the reservation. It's like, you don't know what you're talking about. Okay, you don't know what you're talking about.
But when there's
and the major thing in America is We do not elect preachers to be the leader of the United States. That keeps our preachers out of having to make these half-baked deals with these idiots all over the world.
Yeah.
And going against their religious
I'd be
beliefs.
surprised what you got.
Yeah, we have.
Be careful, bro.
Yeah, so, sorry, I need to raise this chat. So we have a chat. Turtle Hands says, yeah, that will happen. Rules for thee, not for me. The 11th commandment. Look, yeah, like Turtle Hands, you're correct.
Absolutely.
He's totally correct.
Yeah, I'm a Christian. I would love to say, look, the Pope is right on this, but he's not. He's not. All right.
And the main thing is once you come out and make a public statement in front of reporters, it's game on. And when you do that with Trump,
no, he's going to hit you back.
You call game on with Trump, you are going to get Trump.
Yeah, he's going to hit you back. Look, whenever you have a religious leader. Whenever you have a religious leader trying to persuade you to abandon common sense, they're trying to get you to be part of a cult. All right? It's common sense to protect. I'm getting riled up right now. It's common sense to protect your country, to protect your borders. It's common sense to protect your citizens by destroying enemies who want to kill your citizens.
Well, okay. I hate to tell the Pope this, but there are Iranians in Iran that are Catholic. Not protected, not one of them.
Yeah.
And that's horrible.
That's the point.
He would rather them be under Muslim rule, where they have to come out and denounce being a Catholic in order to keep from getting killed.
All right, let me take a pause here. Okay, so currently Turtle Hands is leading. Okay, he's a top chatter. He's going to be winning the $10 if no one else comes in to continue the conversation. Okay, and please, you have to stay till the end of the live stream to claim your prize. All right, so jump into the chat. Let us know your thoughts. Okay, yes, we're ranting. Yes, we're having our own conversation and talking about our own position on this, but we want to hear what you think. Turtle Hands says, "Rules for thee, not for me. The 11th commandment." It's funny. I like it. Okay, and maybe we'll make a T-shirt. The 11th commandment. Okay,
the 11th commandment.
Yeah. So Turtle Hands right now is in the lead. I'm just calling real-time stats. Look, this is Turtle. Yeah. So this is something new. We want to reward you for contributing to the conversation. We're just three friends hanging out, having drinks, and talking about the craziest news of the day. Lots of stuff happens, in the news feed. I spent the morning going through the news feed to try and figure out what do we talk about today. And you know what is crazy about it? You spend a few hours in the morning trying to figure out, okay, what are we going to talk about tonight? By the time it's time for the live stream, the news cycle has completely changed. There's something new to talk about, So Turtle Hands, thanks for that live chat. So is there anything else anyone wants to add about this before we skip over to the naval blockade story? Because that's also crazy. It's crazy and it's hilarious.
Yeah, so be careful what you ask for, bro. Be careful what you ask for. Getting Muslims inside that Vatican. If you see some mats on the floor of the Sistine Chapel, we got a problem, bro. And they're on their knees praying, man. This is going to be a problem.
Oh, the Muslims have already been going outside of Catholic churches and doing mass prayer in front of the Catholic churches. And
how is this allowed? It shouldn't be allowed. I'm sorry.
Well,
arrest,
it's allowed because Christians have been taught that you're supposed to take leave of your senses, leave your brain outside when you step into the house of God.
Really?
All right, so you don't
how many
protect.
Christians have been arrested for praying outside of abortion clinics?
Lots.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And how many times have we heard that the atheists want all religious symbols removed from public sight?
Lots of
They
times.
took the 10 Commandments off of courthouse lawns, and then they allow the Muslims to come in and put their prayer mats down the middle of the street and do a mass prayer. But nothing should be said about that.
No, nothing should be said about that. It's not politically correct to tell the truth. Okay. And again, I'll say this, okay, Western civilization isn't compatible with Islam, period. Okay. No matter how much people want to sound like it is, it isn't. Everywhere Islam has essentially taken over, there are severe restrictions to Christians and Jews. And in the places where the restrictions are like full blown, you can't be a Jew in those regions or a Christian. Okay.
Yeah, either you accept being a Muslim or you die.
Yeah. All right. So leave your thoughts in the chat. We're going to be reading your comments. And again, remember, you're in the running for a $10 coffee. Okay. If you win, essentially, you get more conversations in and you add to the show. All right. So the next story. Now, this is hilarious, okay? And I need you guys to follow this, okay? The peace talks collapsed over the weekend. And J.D. Vance flew home empty-handed, but he looked very upset when he was making the announcement. The blockade went live today at 10 a.m. NATO, essentially, is throwing a fit about this. I'm going to read the breakdown so you guys get the lay of the land, and then you let me know what you think of this, okay? So, so this is the biggest geopolitical story in the world right now. The U.S. military blockade of all of Iran's ports and coastal areas went into effect at 10 a.m. Eastern time today. Oil prices climbed overnight to well above $100 a barrel, and stocks fell as traffic through the strait, a crucial global trade route, came to an effective standstill. The blockade came after weekend peace talks in Islamabad collapsed. Iran refused to agree to abandon its nuclear program. J.D. Vance returned home without a deal after 21 hours of negotiations. Trump then announced the blockade and said any Iranian vessel approaching U.S. forces would be blown to hell. NATO allies refused to join the blockade. Iran's military called it piracy. Okay, so what do you call dropping mines in the Strait of Hormuz, Iran? And warned that security in the Persian Gulf and Sea of Oman is either for everyone or for no one. Oh, look, this is the funny thing. Iran has spent the last couple of weeks telling ships that they are not permitted to cross, claiming that they laid mines in the water. And then now that Trump has proven, okay, there are no mines in the water, but we're blockading the entire place. This is rich. They're claiming that...
When I heard the mine thing, and I was going, well, there was mines in the strait. What were the Chinese ships doing going in and out? Because they were still traveling through there. There was actually videos of these oil tankers coming through the strait
Yeah.
during all that time.
Yeah. So essentially, what they were doing was they wanted to terrify other oil tankers from passing by saying that there were mines in the water. No one wants to risk their multi-billion-dollar oil tanker, okay, on a dare. So everyone stayed home, but the Chinese had free reign and they were getting their oil through.
Right.
And if anyone else tried to cross, the Houthis would fire drones and rockets at them to keep them from crossing. But the Chinese had a free pass. So now that Trump says, okay, first off, the boats that you guys used to lay mines in the water, we just blew them all to hell. We know you don't have the capacity to lay mines in the strait. That's one. Two, you're letting the Chinese get all the oil and everyone else in the world is starving. Oh, really? Nice. We're going to blockade the entire strait. No one in, no one out. Since you don't want the rest of the world to get oil, you don't get any.
And I seen on one YouTube channel that's tracking the oil tankers, they're all now turned and going down around the southern tip of Africa, back up across the Atlantic and into the Gulf of Mexico to Texas.
Yeah, so this is the report that talks about that. I hope you guys can see it. I'm going to start playing it from the beginning.
So they're avoiding the Suez Canal and they're going south around the bottom of Africa.
Yeah.
To come to America and get oil.
Yeah.
So we're making money. Hey.
Yeah, look, they thought that they could out-Trump Trump because they're trying to, negotiate and play hardball, but
Persian Gulf, also known as the Arabian Gulf, which is what the president referred to it in that Truth Social posting that was just recently made. This is what happened on Saturday. This is very important to understand, all right? While the peace talks are underway, the United States Navy sends 2 destroyers through the Strait of Hormuz. They can look for mines, they can test for mines, they can search for mines, and they can prove to international carriers that it might be a safe passage, no matter what the Iranians are claiming to say. So this is what Iran wants to happen, all right? They want the shipping to move further to the east. There's an island over here called Larak Island, L-A-R-A-K, and that's where they want to collect the tolls. That's where they want the shipping to do. But here's what the U.S. Navy did on Saturday. The USS Peterson coming through and the U.S. Murphy coming through this area where the Iranians had said this is a hazardous area. Both of them went through, and now we wait to see what Iran does next. Lieutenant General Karen Gibson, former...
So essentially, so the Iranians were trying to terrorize the oil tankers to force them into a bottleneck so that they could collect toll. Well, right now, all the traffic is heading to the United States. So this is
down around the
21 empty oil tankers making their way to the United States.
Hang on, I have to go back.
In effect, for nearly 2 hours now, a ship tracking firm reports 121 empty oil tankers are making their way to the United States of America. 68 of those 121 vessels are very large crude carriers capable of carrying 2 million barrels apiece.
So that's what's happening now. Iran decided that they were going to call Trump's bluff, and Trump called them on it. And now all of the oil tankers that should have gone through the strait or who are being held back or held off from going through the strait because they were scared of mines, now they're heading to Texas.
Yep. And the worst part about it is I don't think the Chinese can get oil there.
So this is also something that came up. The NATO decided that they were not going to help with the blockade, but they were going to fight Trump on the blockade.
Of course,
Okay.
they didn't do anything while Iran was blocking them being able to get oil to their countries from there. But they're going to pitch a fit because Trump is going to stop the Iranians from controlling that strait.
All right. So, guys, let's know your thoughts in the chat because, look, the NATO countries spent the last month claiming that, oh, our ships are broken. Oh, sorry, you can't use our forwarding stations. Oh, sorry, we can't help you with this war. The Strait of Hormuz is closed. Oh, sorry, we can't help, but it's your fault, Trump, that oil prices are going up because you attacked Iran. Oh, there's mines in the water. Oh, there's mines in the water. Put in the water by who? By Iran. But it's Trump's fault. Like,
Yeah.
and then Trump says, okay, help us with ensuring that the Strait of Hormuz is secure because we don't need the oil coming through the strait. Europe does. And they said what? Oh, sorry, we can't. And then now that Trump says, okay, fine, we're going to blockade the strait since no one actually is interested in using the Strait of Hormuz. That's when NATO puffs out its chest to say, we need to form a coalition against, the Trump abuse of the strait.
It was Britain, France, and Spain.
Patricia, Huck Finn is in the chat. You've been waiting for Huck to come in. Huck Finn.
Hey, Huck.
Yeah, so he says,
Finn.
we've been waiting on you. So he says the story of the little red hen. Some folks never read that. Of course, they changed the curriculum, Huck. They changed the curriculum.
They don't want kids learning that good common sense stories.
Yeah. All the common sense stories have been thrown out. Now all we have is woke stories. How the little boy decided that he wanted to be a girl and everybody was happy for him. You should read some of these crazy stories.
God.
You should read some of these crazy textbooks. Moving on. Patricia, you were saying.
Well, Britain and France and Spain are the ones that all at once, oh my Lord, he's closed the strait. We got to stop him. But they didn't say one word about when Iran closed the strait and threatened to blow boats up.
Yeah. They had nothing to say then. They were totally fine. This for me, and I think I mentioned it. No, but I mentioned it to you earlier that this should be an eye-opener about what's going on in the world. And I think, and you guys in the chat, let me know if you feel the same way too. This shows that all they're doing, all the global leaders, including NATO, they're all waiting for Trump to leave office. Because this degree of delusion. Oh, sorry, what?
I think of 3 years to go, man. He's got a long way to go.
Well, he's
got a long way to go. He's got 3 years and he's doing so well.
Oh no,
and he's just gonna keep putting.
Yeah, but he does have 3 years. Okay, he does have 3 years, and when you have people making these kinds of insane decisions with respect to their countries. Your country needs the oil flowing from the Strait of Hormuz. It is your job to secure the strait for the benefit of your people. These guys would essentially commit economic suicide because they hate Trump so much.
Well, the Iranians was even hitting the British companies over there with their missiles and drones And Britain was doing nothing to protect even their own people there. It's okay for them to blow up the British people and the British companies. Yeah, go for it.
It's like it's hard to believe that this is the world that we're living in right now. Honestly, like, it's crazy. Anywho, let's just keep your comments coming. So right now, Huck and Turtle Hands are neck and neck. Okay, so in case you're just joining us, okay, we are rewarding our audience, our viewers, for letting us know their thoughts about the stories that we're covering. Okay, this entire live stream is all about talking about the story and letting us know your thoughts. So please just jump into the live chat and let us know what you think, and we would love to, read your chat out and react to you. And Hawk says, all the globalists' money cannot stop what is coming. They are Trojan horsed with Islamists and also not popular with the common folk they have oppressed with chaining up free speech. There's something. Look, I agree with Hawk that there's something coming, and honestly, it's not going to be pretty when it arrives. You have the native Europeans who have watched their country essentially getting stripped away from their hands and handed over to foreigners who hate them, who hate their country, and they're being given more privileges than the native born.
Want them dead, and even go around killing them and raping their women, and they're not doing anything about it.
Yeah. It's totally fine when white people are being attacked and genocided. It's totally fine. But when it's, you're holding these criminals accountable and you're deporting them back to the hellholes they came from, oh no, it's racist. Hawk says, look at Ireland's protests. That is the future of them. This is the Trump effect. Okay. Tony, there's something happening with your audio. It's changed, and there's a snapping sound coming through from your audio. I don't know what it is, but maybe you can take a look. Okay, it stopped now. Okay, it stopped.
Oh, it's back.
Yeah, it's back.
Sounds like water dripping.
Kind of. So Hawk says, so his actions against Iran truly challenged their carbon tax. What challenged the carbon tax was when he left the Paris Accords last year. Okay, yep. I worked in trucking. Okay, my job was to track fuel consumption, best fuel prices, and so on. And I saw the price crash in North America, in the United States, when Trump signed the Paris Accords. For about 3 years, for about 2 or 3 years, we would buy cheaper fuel in Canada because of the exchange rates and so on. And then we only had to make one purchase in the United States before sending our trucks back into Canada. What happened when Trump left the Paris Accords was, for the first time, fuel or diesel was cheaper in the US, massively cheaper. And for almost a month, that was the case until Canada decided to take away the carbon tax, and then it went lower than the United States. So for how many years? For about 4 years, they had been fleecing the world with carbon tax. Carbon tax is supposed to stop global warming. It's supposed to... Anyway, let's not go there.
Hey, I am all for global warming. Yes, I do not like living through cold winters. I found out Kentucky used to have palm trees 350 million years ago.
Really?
And I want them back.
Yeah.
I want my palm trees back.
All right. An update on the giveaway competition. Huck Finn is in the lead. Huck is in the lead. So Huck, you're in the lead, and we'd love for you to stay in the. Anyone else who wants the coffee, please jump in the chat and let us know your thoughts. But Huck is way in the lead right now on this one. Okay, so let's look at the next story. So this is going to light a fire in the behinds of a lot of you out there. I'm going to just read this out. Okay, the CDC. Let me switch over to that tab over there. The CDC blocks COVID vaccine research. Okay. The acting director of the CDC personally blocked the publication of research showing that COVID vaccines were highly effective at preventing hospitalizations for healthy adults last winter.
No. No.
That is the news going on. Look.
No. No. I know people who got COVID last year. And it was the same thing they did during the pandemic, is go home and self-quarantine. Yeah. No treatment. Don't go to the hospital. If you're going to die, you're going to do it at home.
So essentially, they want us to believe that the COVID vaccines worked. Okay, so if it worked so well, guys, I took the COVID vaccine. I took the COVID vaccine in June of 2021 because I knew that my family might need that status to be able to travel, and we all took it. And we also knew that we had to be first in line to take it because once things got crazy in Nigeria, we knew that corruption would essentially set in and you would have to pay in order to take the vaccine. That was what we suspected, so we took it early. A few days or weeks after I took the COVID vaccine, I got COVID.
Yeah.
Why should I have...
One thing that we have been told from millennials, is that you cannot vaccinate a virus. If you could, we wouldn't have the common cold anymore.
Yep.
It's all you can do is treat the symptoms. So when they came out with this, oh, we've developed a vaccine to keep you from catching it, I went, really?
Look, I knew that was a lie, because if you could give a vaccine to stop someone from getting COVID, then a vaccine should have been developed to stop the common cold.
Yep. We should have been able to get the vaccine to stop the nose cold.
Yeah. It's a virus. Everyone knows it's a virus. You cannot inoculate against a virus. It has to run its course.
Yep.
That's the way it works. So this story already is like, nah, it doesn't make any sense. And you know what? We're going to sit down and we're going to find out that this was all another lie by the media companies trying to smear the director of the CDC because it is Trump's CDC.
Yep.
Okay. Now, Hawk says in the chat, talking about his last comment about the carbon tax, he says, this is why gas in Iowa is $2.34 per gallon, and in California, it is over $5. Something hilarious happened over the last couple of days, and I want to show it because it's like, I saw it, I marked it, like you can see my bookmarks. Like what I do is whenever I find these stories, I bookmark them, and I'm trying to look for the story where Representative Ro Khanna does this video where he's standing at a gas pump. All right, he's standing at the gas pump, and he's essentially saying that Trump's war is causing the price of gas to go up, and trying to essentially say that this is Trump's fault and so on. And then the association, the U.S. Oil and Gas Association, says, okay, so let's listen to his TDS video. All right, guys, I want to apologize yet again. I need to, my audio is just going to bed and waking up again. So let's see. Okay, so it should be up again. Let me see.
Bucks a gallon.
All right, it's
Here
there.
at a gas station in Santa Clara, right outside our office, where we often fill up.
Oh, you don't have the video. All right, sorry guys. Need to make sure that Patricia has the video on. Did Tony drop out? He did.
I think we lost Tony.
Yeah. I guess he'll be back soon. Okay, so you should have video now.
Yeah, video's up.
All right, so
I'm here at a gas station in Santa Clara, right outside our office, where we often fill up. As you can see, gas is nearly $6 a gallon. It used to be $4 something before the illegal, immoral war in Iran.
it was $7 under Biden.
Yeah.
It was $7 in California under Biden. Trump takes it down. Trump brings it down. And now he's, oh, these guys are just hypocrites.
What do we need to do now? One, we need to stop the war. Two, we need to stop exporting our crude oil to bring down prices.
What?
And three,
Is this, you see, this is, guys, this is why you don't trust politicians with business policy. You don't. You don't. This is a retarded take.
we need to have a windfall profits tax on these big oil companies and give a rebate to hardworking Americans.
Oh, shut up. When do Democrats ever say anything meaningful about the economy without wanting to tax the American people?
Yep.
Because here they claim that, oh, we're going to tax the big corporations. Who do you think they're going to roll over those taxes onto? The taxes are going to be rolled over onto the American people.
Well, let's just face it. The Democrats are trying to bring back what the USA got rid of. I mean, their backdoor for taking money out of people's pockets is gone.
Yeah.
So now they're trying to come up with a new way to get the cash flow back. And the easiest way to do that is to set up a fraudulent tax system and then say, oh, we're going to give a rebate to the American people with it, while the American people pay for the tax to begin with. That don't make sense.
No, it makes zero sense. Now, the U.S. Oil and Gas Association, and I'm going to just reload the page. Okay, so here's what they did, okay, because essentially, Ro Khanna claims that, well, it's Trump's fault that that gas is high. Meanwhile, Huck is telling us gas in Iowa is $2.34.
Yeah, it was around $2.79, $2.89 here in Kentucky.
Yeah. So
when the block went up, I think it rose above $3 a gallon.
Yeah, so Ro Khanna is blaming Trump for California's crazy carbon tax policies that raises the price of gas in California.
And evidently, Californians aren't smart enough to ask, why is it higher here than it is in Iowa and Kentucky?
No. It's Trump's fault. It's Trump's fault that their politicians are crooks and that their policies are destructive. But no, it's Trump's fault.
Andy Beshear, a Democrat, is the governor of Kentucky right now. So, go figure. And no, we don't like him. Don't vote for him for president. He's an idiot.
The Democrats don't have a viable candidate for president, so that ship has sailed. All they are hoping for. Tony says that he had a guest at the door, so he'll be right back. So that's that's the update. So the Democrats, the 2026 midterms, is essentially the Republican parties to lose. That means the Democrats aren't going to beat the Republicans. The Republicans have to lose the midterms for the Democrats to win. The Democrats have no policy position except stop Trump.
Yep.
Sue, government shutdowns. This has been, look, if the Democrats win another election, it will be the fault of the Republicans.
Well, the thing about it is, if we clean the Senate up and get more Republicans in there, we can open DHS back up and have less of a threat of a terrorist attack on American soil.
Well, Democrats are praying that America gets a terror attack that they can blame on Trump.
Well, if we get hit with one right now, it's their fault because they shut DHS down.
Oh, no. It's Trump's fault. Everything is Trump's fault. Huck says, I took the original 2 shots for COVID at the VA hospital. I did not take any additional boosters. Well, neither did I. I just did the first 2 and that was it.
The first one at the VA, and it was Johnson & Johnson. And then it came out that one was causing blood clots. And I'm on blood clot thinners.
Wow.
I'm on blood thinners to keep from getting blood clots. So after that one happened with Johnson & Johnson, I said, nope, no more. No, thank you. We'll take our chances.
Yeah.
And the funniest part is after that, I was exposed to COVID like 8 different times and never got it. And I don't know what was going on with that. Because I even rode around in a car with somebody who was infected with COVID and never got it. And neither did my youngest daughter, who's multi-handicapped. She didn't catch it. And she didn't have the shots either.
It's the herd immunity that they mentioned. Of course, anyone who talked about herd immunity was silenced on YouTube back in the day.
And the only way that you can keep from catching viruses is, number 1, wash your blooming hands. Don't put your hands on your face. And if you get sick, stay home.
All right. Let's jump into the next story. We have this interesting story. Let's see. Trump fires 113 immigration judges. The National Association of Immigration Judges confirmed that 113 immigration judges have now been fired since Trump returned to office. 6 terminated just this past weekend alone. Firing immigration judges was extremely rare before Trump returned to the White House. I wonder why. 2 of the judges fired Friday had blocked the deportations. You see that? Your job is to make sure that people like this don't stay in the country, but you're keeping them, so you're fired. Had blocked the deportations of pro-Palestinian student activists. One, a Tufts doctoral student arrested on a Somerville street. The other, a Columbia University student detained immediately after his citizenship interview. Both judges had been told they were under pressure from the administration to order more deportations. DHS defended the firings, calling one ruling judicial activism at its core to keep a terrorist sympathizer in the country. So, I have a treat for you guys. Okay, so like this is a video, and I think the story tells itself. The Trump administration is cleaning house. All the activist judges that want terrorists to be your neighbors are being fired. Good riddance.
Bye-bye.
Good riddance. Seriously, none of these guys will live with the consequences of their wickedness, because it's evil to find people who will do harm to American citizens and keep them in the country. So
we
good
don't need
riddance.
to worry about those fired judges. They'll just show up on the next paid George Soros protest out the street.
Yeah. So let's watch
they can
this.
still make money.
Yeah, I hope this video plays. My videos have been acting well, guys. Don't worry. As you guys keep supporting the channel and as the channel grows, I'm going to get better gear, okay? Get better gear. So we're just going to stick it together. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So let's listen to this report, and we'll just tie this one in a bow.
We hired without warning. Two now former female federal immigration judges say their terminations are part of what they see as an obvious pattern.
We have seen that women and minorities have been disproportionately affected. This clearly raises serious concerns about transparency, fairness, and due process in our courts. I call for full transparency regarding our terminations.
Judge Carla Espinosa's termination email came as she sat on the bench in Chicago's immigration court July 11th. In the span of a few days, two more female colleagues got the same email from the Executive Office of Immigration Review, the division of the Department of Justice that oversees immigration courts.
I worry the EOIR has lost its mission.
The I-team broke the story of Assistant Chief Judge Jennifer Payton's firing last month.
I'm really mostly worried about our country.
After years leading Chicago's immigration court, Judge Payton says the overburdened system she helped oversee is buckling.
Since January 2025, I've watched my professional colleagues and friends, over 100 of them, be either fired, resign, or transferred to other government jobs.
Because you weren't doing your jobs.
Judges have simply quit. That leaves perhaps 600 immigration judges now, down from a high of a little over 700.
Judge Payton's ouster came weeks after a meeting with Illinois Senator Dick Durbin.
So here's the deal. They are supposed to rule according to immigration law.
Yeah.
Not feelings. Immigration law. And immigration law is very specific on identifying illegal aliens and what will happen to them when they're identified. So any immigration judge that says, oh, no, it's okay, you can stay, no.
They're not doing their jobs. So let me read these comments from Hawk. Hawk says, say goodbye to activist judges. And
yes.
He also says California is trying to pass a bill that would criminalize investigative journalism with misdemeanors, $10,000 fines, imprisonment, and content takedown. The proposed bill is titled AB 264. Democrats.
That is to shut down YouTube.
It's to shut down YouTube, and it's to shut down the likes of Nick Shirley for exposing criminality in California. California is is essentially, again, protecting crime. They are hiding crime, and they don't want free speech. They don't want investigative journalism. They want Gavin Newsom to give those press conferences where the only thing useful he does is to wave his hands and deflect on questions. He doesn't say anything meaningful. But when someone pushes back and uncovers the fraud happening in his state, they want that to become a crime, guys. That is what they're essentially doing. They want the exposure of crimes to now become the crime.
Yes. You got to control it. You can't let these people be telling the truth. And that's like Goldie on YouTube. She got shut down.
Yeah.
And if you don't think that's not going on, you better open your eyes and look at it again.
Yeah, so we'll talk about that story, but since we're talking about the immigration court story, there's a page up on the screen. It's courtwatch.us. Courtwatch.us. Court as in Supreme Court, yada yada. Okay, courtwatch.us. I came across this today while I was doing research for today's live stream, and it turns out that this is a new website where the reports or data on judges who essentially are soft on crime essentially get exposed, because what happens is you're going to be seeing the statistics from all the judges from different counties. Yeah. So far, it's a new website. Okay. So I don't know the creator of this website, but I'm putting it out there for you guys to share it and let more people know about it and support it. It's supposed to be a site that tracks the number of releases that essentially fail to appear in court. So for all of these immigration cases where someone was released by a judge, but they failed to appear for the next hearing, you see those consequences here, and you can hold that judge accountable. The question is, how soon do we have to, or how long do we have to wait for elected officials and judges to be held accountable for the crimes of the criminals, the illegal immigrants, and all of the people that they let loose on society? How soon do we start seeing them being held accountable for those crimes? So if a judge let's say a repeat criminal go and they kill someone, that judge should be held accountable for that crime. There should be a penalty for that crime. It should not be something that is swept under the rug by saying, oh, well, yet another statistic and another woke judge lets someone go who hurts a family or hurts another Irina Zaruska. Like, we're tired of those statistics. We've seen enough of them over the last year. So I think this website is an amazing initiative. I hope that it does well. I hope it goes, and you literally have judges listed. Okay, so this is currently Orange County, Florida, 19 judges in Orange County, Florida. And you have their names and you have the stats on the board. So as more data is uploaded to the website, we're going to start seeing more of these stats pop up, and we're going to start seeing the pattern. What's the pattern? Why are we seeing this judge having more criminals released, and those criminals essentially go back out there and commit more crimes? We need to start seeing that pattern, okay? So I'm hoping that this takes off and goes great, okay? So I just wanted to talk about that. So okay, so Patricia just stepped out. We were about to talk about the Goldie Gamani, I think that's her last name, situation. So what had happened was that she has been following the live streams, and I think she has a live stream on right now. I saw something about that earlier. Okay, I think she's offline now. So she's been tracking the situation with Iran, and she's of Iranian origin. Her family is Iranian, and I think she lives in the US. And she's been tracking that story and essentially publishing updates that mainstream media would not publish. And so I think over the weekend, while she was live streaming, her live stream was taken down by YouTube. And YouTube essentially accused her live stream of that says that she was holding a firearm. So it's almost like we're having this live stream and suddenly it goes offline, and then YouTube claims that we were brandishing firearms during the live stream.
And she's Canadian.
Oh yeah, she's Canadian.
Canada.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she's Canadian. Sorry, not American.
And she don't even own a gun.
So the censorship, Huck, and that's why we wanted to leave this. So we'll talk about this bill. The censorship has already started. In fact, guys, this channel right now that we're live streaming on, the YouTube channel, is a backup channel that I created for the main channel because I suspect that after Trump leaves office, and let's assume that either a weak Republican takes his place or a Democrat takes his place, censorship is back on the menu.
Oh yeah.
So I'm essentially starting now to ensure that all of the stuff that we're doing is protected, so that we don't have. Look, if you know what the Democrats are promising to do to you, you'd be stupid not to prepare for it. And already,
yeah, I still don't trust Facebook.
No, I don't. Already,
I ended up in Facebook jail for 3 months because I dared to mention the Hunter Biden laptop a week before the 2020 election.
How dare you?
I was horrible. And then they used a post that had been posted in May of that year where I had compared Antifa to the brown shirts. How horrible of me to have done so. Warranted them putting me in Facebook jail until February of 2021. Do I trust Zuckerberg? That little weasel can shove it.
I'll be honest with you, I don't trust any of them, including Elon. Elon could wake up tomorrow and then he changes his mind. Look, we can only trust ourselves, and if we're committed to telling the truth, we just have to make sure that we protect ourselves from censorship. Huck says, that is the same for me on X. I got bombed by Pakistani bots censorship. I cannot recover my account. I wasn't given anything specific I tweeted that was wrong. I think mass reporting automatically bans you. Look, Huck, the same thing happened to me on my LinkedIn account, my original LinkedIn account, and I reached out to them and said, why did you destroy an account I had been building for years? And they couldn't give me a reason. I said, you have to give me a reason, and they couldn't give me a reason why they took down my my LinkedIn account. Huck also says, X did not specifically tell me what I did wrong. Only I violated Look, that is the lingo that they use. They can't tell you why, but you're banned. And I essentially decided that, okay, if I'm going to do anything on YouTube, I have to protect myself from censorship and any of these crazy incidents that take place, like what happened to you on X and what happened to me on LinkedIn as well. So and that's where your support matters, guys. That's where your support matters, because trying to...
One of the things that's made me the most furious over this is Congress totally ignoring it. And until one of theirs gets erased, and then they get all up in arms. But it happening to the average American or other person out there in the world, we're not going to bother with it.
Patricia, it happened to a sitting president.
Yes.
It happened to still
wouldn't do nothing about it.
When I saw it happen to a sitting president, I was like, okay, look, I can't trust any of these people. No. Like that was where I lost. That was where I lost trust in any of them, because essentially it was okay for them to terminate the account of a sitting president because nobody likes him.
To silence a president was insane. It shows you how far the Democrats have taken it.
Everyone can...
Their buddies, and they pressured these platforms to do this insanity.
Hawkfin says Goldie has death threats and a bounty put out on her by the IRGC. They do not like her telling the truth. God bless Goldie. She's trying her heart out for the people of Iran. And yeah, she and 2C TV, like, we watch them, and like these guys are doing a phenomenal job. And this is yet another reason,
because Fox News is having to go to 2C to get the information on what's going on in Iran.
Yeah. It's one of the reasons why I basically lost confidence in mainstream media, including Fox News. Like we listen.
Media is doing absolutely nothing on Iran. They're just not doing it.
Yeah.
It's a total blackout on what's actually happening on the ground in Iran. They're not showing the protests. They're not showing the IRGC going through the streets killing people. They're not showing the IRGC checkpoints. They're not showing, they never showed the people in Iran being on their rooftops hollering for the regime to change to principality. And then the IRGC down on the street shooting at the buildings.
Yeah.
Because the people were on their roofs and their balconies.
Yeah.
Going against them. They didn't show none of that.
We also saw the same thing with the anti-ICE protests last year. The anti-ICE protests had been going on for over 100 days. There was not one peep on mainstream media. Not one peep. I had to run into a live stream.
Cam Higbee and Nick Shirley and several other YouTubers.
Honey Badger Mom on X. Like, these were people who were putting their lives at risk. And speaking of putting their lives at risk, I'm gonna let's look at this this story. Just, I don't know if I want to cover it, but Hawk, just let me know what you think about this story, and anyone else who's watching. Look, guys, everyone jump into the chat right now. Hawk Finn is essentially ahead of the pack. So by the time we end this live stream, it looks like he's going to win the giveaway. So, but jump in the chat. Let's talk about this. So, Savannah Hernandez, I think her name is. This is a story that enraged me. Okay, this is a story that enraged me because I watched it and I try not to. I don't like watching these stories. But and I need to
Sorry
reset.
about the tail waving you all.
No, it's fine. I need to get you to see this as well. So this story enraged me because when you look at the double standards and when it's clear that these people have been given a green light by mainstream media or left-wing media and politicians to act this way, okay, it tells a whole different story because you see, I don't know if I should be showing this. Well, I'll just show this. Okay. Let me show one video because I want to just do this once because there are different angles of this story. So Savannah Hernandez was shooting B-roll of an ICE facility for one of her reports, and then she gets approached by this group that began to wave dildos in her face. And do you recognize this character? Okay, I'm gonna do this. I hope this is fine, you know. So you can see that they have this word. I don't want to say it out on YouTube. Why can't I hear anything? The audio. I'm gonna get a new setup. So that I can at least have some stuff that works the way they should. I don't think this has audio, so let me find something else. Do I even want to hear what they're saying? It's crazy that you have people who are allowed to behave this way and there's no consequences. Okay, no consequences. I have another video that has that should have sound. So this is essentially the family that assaulted her. All right, this man here and his wife and daughter were the ones who essentially assaulted her. So I'm going to find the video with the full thing. Of course, the daughter goes online and begins to whine that she's a victim. Oh geez, you can't make this up. You can't make this up, man. You can't make this up. All right. So if you're still watching and you're as patient as the rest of the guys who are committed to the channel are, guys, you guys are super fans. Please subscribe, like, and share the video. And don't forget, you can support us by leaving a donation. Do a super chat or a super thank or something. But let us know that you want us to keep doing this by doing one of those. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to find a proper video of that. And sometimes you think, look guys, I'm gonna get a faster computer with more screens, okay, because this is just me doing all the production work. I'm gonna get more screens and then we can get more quality production from what I'm doing here. But anyway, all right, this is a lot. All right guys, I'm going back up. I'm sorry. I know, with YouTube, when you're doing stuff like this on YouTube, it's very important that you kind of be professional, because lots of people on YouTube aren't very patient. So once you begin to lag or you're trying to find something, they dip out. They're like, oh, this is boring, and then they leave. But I know you guys aren't like that. You guys are more patient and more mature, you know. So I'm just going to play this video. Let's see. I'm going to play this video and then we will talk about, because Hawk has seen it, you know, but I want to play it. Jeez. Okay, so let's just play this and be done with it. All right. So they approach her and then they are waving dildos in her face, blowing whistles in her ear, and then do you guys remember this guy? Sorry, let me go backwards. Okay. This guy with the horn, do you guys remember him?
Is he the one that wore the shirts about veterans being against Trump?
I don't know.
That idiot? He's the one that went in the church.
Yes, that's the guy who went to the church.
There's a whole bunch of veterans that need to go confront that dude.
So, according to Savannah, he was egging the crowd on to attack her. So he's hands off, but he's telling the crowd to harass her and to attack her. So,
and she's a little bitty thing, and there's that pig doing that to her.
Yeah, and so they push her down. Okay. And then, like, they knocked her down 3 times. The mother did, okay? And then her husband, the bald guy, rushes her from behind there. That's the guy, pushes her down, and then that's his daughter, okay? Now, here's the mental insanity of it all, okay? And I hope I'm not overstating it, okay? You see that guy who pushed down a defense. So this is their picture. This is what they look like, okay? This is what they look like. Now, this is
wiggly.
Now this is the daughter, okay? She's now claiming victim status. Oh, sorry. The audio isn't coming up, so let me get the audio fixed. I got this computer is a Mac Mini, and it was supposed to solve all my problems. It's not. Let's go.
I'm an angry daughter, also known as Pedro Go. And I was a girl that literally just got fucking assaulted by a fucking piece of shit turning point bitch. And first of all, her fucking ID is expired. 2023 is when it expired. And second of all, I got released. They're gonna like do investigation and all that for video, but I need everybody to send their video that they got of her assaulting me first. And then second of all, my boyfriend that was protecting me, Lorenzo Garcia, the one that was talking about his dad, yeah, they fucking took him for protecting me. I need everybody to get the word out to go to Hennepin County jail.
So essentially, she's crying victim, and here's and guess what? Her dad, the bald guy who pushed her, Savannah down from behind, had shown up on Jen Psaki's show a while back, preaching about peace and love and harmony. So let's watch this. Like, you can't make this up, okay, guys?
Yeah, that dude in yellow, he needs to be confronted. We need some Marine veterans to go up there and teach him what veterans are. Officer Tatum needs to send some people up there to protect that little gal.
Look, well, let me read this from Huck, okay? Yeah, the person blowing the whistle in his ear is a daughter of the bald man who shoved her to the ground. It was pre-planned by the bald man to assault her. The dildo in the face could be defined as sexual harassment. Look, it's an open and shut case. What kind of man brings his family to a protest and does this and thinks he is doing the right thing or setting a good example of civic duty is a mentally unwell person, because as far as he's concerned, this thing he did here is showing peace and love and harmony. That's what he thinks. Okay. Let's see.
They're as bad as the people who claim that a certain religion is about peace and love.
Yeah, while they do the opposite. Yes.
While they chop people's heads off.
Yeah. Yes, he should be in prison. He stormed the church with Don Lemon. Yeah, that guy is still walking around.
Yeah.
That guy is still walking around. Okay, and that's why this website, okay, this website that I talked about earlier, I mean, I hope it does well, because when you have characters like this individual still in circulation, creating chaos in the wild, like this whole family, okay, this whole family has a mental problem.
That whole group of people that
Patricia,
are protesting,
no, Patricia,
are mentally disturbed.
Patricia, the whole group is one thing, but for a whole family, okay, like the entire family is mentally unwell. It's breathtaking.
Here's the thing about the ICE protesters, though. They are like the protesters back in the 60s and 70s who attacked soldiers coming home from Vietnam for the Vietnam War. And that never changed anything about the Vietnam War, because those soldiers had been drafted and forced to go over there, and nobody was addressing the people who were controlling the war, which was Congress. But did you see any protest in Washington, D.C. against congressional members keeping the Vietnam War going?
Nope.
Never. But yet they wanted you to believe that the American citizens who were drafted were responsible for the war. It's craziness. There is no ICE agent that can change immigration law. Only congressional members can do that.
Yep.
So why are they out protesting the ICE officers when it's Congress that's responsible for what the ICE officers actually go out and do?
Yeah.
That's where you know people have gotten so stupid that they can't be fixed.
Yeah.
No matter what tool you use on their stupid heads, it's just not going to work.
No. Huck says, if judges do not hand down justice, then vigilante justice will rise when people have had enough. We're supposed to have good enough judges to actually punish offenders of the law. And that's why the firing of those judges, for me, makes sense. Because if you're not doing your job in the real world, if you're not doing your job, you get fired. So when I saw that female judge, weeping about her colleagues, either losing their jobs or being reassigned, I was like, you guys have gotten so used to being paid for not doing your jobs. Your job is to interpret the law on the books and to carry it out.
There is nothing more aggravating than dealing with someone who does not do their job.
Yeah. The sense of
I have been known
entitlement.
to tell people like that, if I have to keep doing your job, I want a paycheck.
Oh, yeah. Like, if I have to sit here from Canada and tell you what the law is, oh, goodness, you have a problem.
Yes, you got a big problem.
You know, I don't even live in your country and I know what your laws say. You have a problem. Okay? It's insane. Okay. So,
worst insanity is these idiots think that ICE officers are not law enforcement. That blows my mind. So they don't think they can be arrested because, oh, they're not law enforcement. That just, it doesn't compute.
yeah.
It just, there's no understanding of that whatsoever.
No. So, it's just, I like to avoid going down these rabbit holes about these stories, because a story like this is overshadowed by Trump's his quarrel with the Pope and the closure of the Strait of Hormuz and so on. It's all overshadowed by all of those bigger stories. But these are things happening on the streets where regular Americans are doing the job that mainstream media should be doing, and they're getting attacked on the streets. And you have the state of California, and thank you, Huck, for bringing this to our attention. You have the state of California trying to pass Bill AB 2624 to prevent citizen journalists from uncovering corruption. Okay. In California. And if it passes in California, all the other blue states and cities are going to follow suit. They're all going to try to do the same thing. We saw California try to do the whole gerrymandering thing. And then because they kind of got through the door on that, then Virginia tried it.
I think California can be stopped on the First Amendment. That they will be held accountable under the First Amendment on free speech.
The bill, I'm sure, is written in a way that tries to sidestep the First Amendment.
Yeah, but there is no sidestepping the First Amendment.
Exactly, but let's see.
You can't do it. And that is where I've been pointing it out, that these states think they are above federal law and the U.S. Constitution, that they don't have to abide by it. And the way our country is set up, oh yeah, you do have to abide by the Constitution and federal law. In fact, it's above yours. That's like people who were telling me that they could legally buy marijuana in Colorado. And I said, yeah, you can. But you better hope you don't get busted by a federal agent, because then they can tack on that you had a controlled substance in your possession and charge you accordingly. And they said, no. And I said, yeah, they can, because the federal law says it's illegal to be in possession of marijuana. And that hasn't changed. And they were totally shocked that can be done. Yeah, it can.
Yeah.
Yes, because federal law hasn't changed on the legal status of marijuana.
Yeah. Are you tracking the live chat at your end? Because
I've had it up and I see nothing on it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe you have to refresh because I was wondering.
Okay, there it is.
So Hawk says, I'm praying for Nick to have a hand of protection over him. The left hate him as much as Charlie Kirk. Behind the scenes, the left are an organized mafia. They conspire in the shadows, and that's very true.
But Ben, the good news is that Officer Tatum has a service of bodyguards, and they have given Nick Shirley and Cam Higbee bodyguards. And if anybody wants to donate to the funding of that, you can go on Officer Tatum's YouTube channel and donate money to fund them being given bodyguards.
Yeah. It's important because I think with what happened with Charlie Kirk, a lot of these people feel like they've been given the nod to attack and harm conservatives.
The good thing is that these people will never come to the South and do this. Because it's like that song, try that in a small town.
Yeah. So let's look at this. All right. She claims that Savannah assaulted her, but she spent 2 minutes blowing a whistle into Savannah's ear.
And that's very harmful.
And getting in her face at the same time.
They are actually causing hearing damage to the people they do that to.
So that's assault.
Yes, it is.
That by itself is assault. So she thinks that by going on social media and whining and crying, well, she's in Minnesota. But the federal prosecutors are looking into this case as well. They
need to.
Yeah. So
they really do need to look into these cases. But one of the things that I do know that was going on, and this was going on in Portland, Oregon during the protest at the ICE facility there, is that people did not know that the FBI was collecting evidence on the people who attacked ICE officers there. And very quietly, they were going to these people's homes and arresting them and charging them. And the news wasn't reporting it, that they were actually taking these people into custody and they were having to go to court. Some of them are facing and have been sentenced from 5 to 10 years in federal prison over it. And all at once you seen that the protesters at the Portland ICE facility thin out. And it was because the word was getting out that these people who had showed up there and done this stuff were actually going to prison.
Yeah. I wonder if that's helpful for people not to know that they could get arrested for doing what these guys did.
If they leave these kids in total isolation about that going on, there's going to be a lot of people that end up in federal prison with records for the rest of their lives.
Yeah. So they need to let them know that there are consequences.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, they need to know that there are consequences. And it also works both ways. Those of us who are watching this situation need to know that the laws are being enforced and that the world isn't on fire. Like it feels like people from the left have the license to do whatever they like, whatever they want, and then conservatives have to bear the brunt of this kind of abuse that we just watched on the screen. So so it's a weird balance. Hawk says yes, Officer Tatum is a true patriot.
Yes, he is.
We all seem to swim within the same waters. Okay, we all watch Officer Tatum and all the same content creators, mostly when it comes to covering the news and the culture war that's going on. So it's really cool. So as you guys can see, these are some of the stories that I was curating, trying to figure out what we're going to talk about tonight. Lots and lots and lots of stories, but we can only handle a handful. Now, feel free to send in suggestions, and some of the stuff that happens while we're live is that you can literally post something in the chat, just like Huck just did with the California bill that we kind of took a look at, which led to this story with Savannah. And we can literally do that during the live streams. Now, let me know if you're watching live or if you're watching after the fact, what you think about this technique. Are you good with us kind of having a structured tier of stories that we're covering? I like to have a tier of stories that kind of make sense for the day, and we talk about it and react to these videos that we're watching from social media. Or do we also kind of have a blend of it? I like the blend. I like us to start out with the story, but to be able to check out other things that we might have missed, because there's a lot of stories that are flying under the radar that nobody knows about. And they're happening to real people out there. Yes. They're happening to real people, and nobody is talking about them. And it is scary. Like this gentleman here. Now, this happened in, I think, the UK. Okay. Now, okay. Oh, the screen isn't shared. All right. Let me make sure Patricia can see the screen. The screen keeps going to sleep whenever. I don't know why it's happening.
This is the first time that's happened.
Yeah, it hasn't happened before. So this guy on the screen, essentially, imagine. So this is from Tommy Robinson. Imagine it, living in a world where racism is so off the charts, dangerous. You get a scumbag walking past, threatening to kill your white baby. The left is responsible for this. Like these are things that are happening under the radar. And yes, you have the presidential elections, you have the Iran war, you have those big stories happening, but these are street level things that are happening, that are happening to real people. There are consequences to these insane leftist policies. Did I just see an American flag? Hold on. So I might be wrong that this happened in the UK. This may just have happened in the US. Hold on. Okay, hold on.
Tommy Robinson was in America now.
Yeah, he is. Okay, so let's listen to this. So that's America.
Yeah, I can't hear the video.
Yeah, so it's in America. Please
so is
do.
He reporting it to the police? It looks like he's reporting it to the police.
Oh, and the guy's getting arrested.
Yep, don't do that here, because you threaten a baby, the police officers really get upset about it.
So that's the guy. Well, I'd have loved to put his face up on the screen. So that was DC. I thought it was the UK, but this is DC. And
he did need to do that in DC. They cracked down so hard in DC, it ain't even funny.
Well, so my take on this is this is inevitable, because when you have this guy hearing for years that white people are the reason why he's such a loser, and that white people stole his ancestors from Africa, they left out the convenient fact that other black chiefs stole his ancestors and sold them to white traders.
Yeah, a little old boatload of white people did not walk into Africa and round people up.
Yeah. Like they have all those. Yeah, so his mind has been fried by the lies that he's been told, and here he is getting arrested. And guess what? In his brain, it's still the white person's fault that he did something stupid and is getting arrested. Anywho, that's basically all we have for you guys.
I wouldn't go to Washington, D.C. right now and commit a crime.
No.
That's not a good idea.
All right, guys. So let's know how you enjoyed this live stream if you're watching after the fact. Huckfin, you win today's giveaway of a $10 gift card. We're gonna get a $10 Amazon gift card in the mail. I have your email already since we communicated by email last week, so I'm gonna be sending it off to you.
Huckfin.
Yeah, congratulations. You're gonna be getting it hopefully before the next live stream. I'm gonna figure out how to get that done and send that over to you. And so every live stream we're going to be doing this. We're doing this to encourage, to reward conversation. We want to have conversation. And Patricia and I got close because of conversation. Tony and I got close because of conversation. Now Tony, Patricia and I are getting close, and there's a lot of that happening. And I really want to build up or encourage more people in the community to step forward and have a conversation and to speak and to talk. And this is just us saying thank you.
Thank you for your conversation.
Oh no, it's like,
yes.
Look, I have thoroughly enjoyed having you in the chat, and I'm looking forward to, hopefully, to you winning more coffees. Okay. You winning more coffees. My herbal tea is almost through, so we'll be wrapping up the live stream. Tony,
I had to switch to water.
So you have to switch. Oh no! Well, I'm just going to finish this, and then who knows? Maybe have dinner. It's late here, but I haven't had dinner yet, so maybe I'll have a late dinner, or I just go to bed and do an early breakfast or something. All right.
Yeah, I'm just gonna make a fake Chick-fil-A sandwich in the kitchen.
Yeah. So, Huck, thank you so much. Everyone else that's watching, thank you so much for hanging out. Tomorrow we're going to be back. We're trying to nail down the best time to go live. And again, it has to do with time zones, because we try to get Tony, who lives in Australia, in on the live streams, and we were delayed by almost 2 hours because Tony was out at the optometrist trying to get his glasses or something while we were waiting on him to go live. So we're going to nail down our timetable, but we're going to be going live every day, Mondays to Thursdays. And every day we're going to be giving away, a $10 coffee for the best and the person with the best engagement in the chat. Huckfin says, God bless you all, and God bless you, Hawk. We will be back tomorrow. Thank you so much. Or for me, later today. For you, maybe tomorrow. we'll be back, and we're going to be covering the stories developing today and maybe following up on a few of the stories that we talked about today. God bless you. Love your families. Keep your loved ones close. Tell them you love them and how much you value them. And we're going to see you tomorrow. Patricia, need to say something?
God bless y'all and stay prayed up.
Yeah, God bless you.